in one of our chat rooms on Luna when it was at like 91.2. I'm thinking maybe we see a breakout continuation. So basically off this low, it would be very aggressive if we did, right? And that's why I was thinking it's worth a long. Up here there was some short opportunities. I should have signaled them. Didn't quite have the full confidence because every single attempt that I've tried, I've had to like retry. So it was one at 101, and there was another one right here at 100. Right, this morning I clicked sell here right under the 50, and it dumped. So it was a lucky. I'm gonna start posting all my side plays that I don't post as a signal, in the chat, because I've nailed a few, and especially the retries. Like Ether's short 2 days ago was epic, right? So I'll make sure to post more of those. And yeah, it's just been expensive, right? Like every retry is so expensive. So this was also a 61.8 bearish continuation. I even running up to here a few days ago, running up to the other high a few days ago. I said this probably going to be a good short. Just because that ABCDE on Ether has not completed, right? I don't know if we're still within that wedge formation. Because the other ones played out a lot faster and a lot more volatile, right? We still have this descending, broadening thing happening on the chart, especially on the daily with these closes. And ideally, we see a punch through lower, right? Like we see a new low. We haven't seen that yet. The chart's trying to bounce today, and ideally, it does another 61.8 and another 61.8. But I really wanna highlight that if we do neck down on Ether, I'm still looking along 2K to 1857. Like that's the range I'm looking to get some longs. If I can leverage along here, I'll be really happy. Just because of this formation and what we've seen in the past. I published about this on TradingView, so go to my ideas and you can see it. So that's what I'm looking for on ETH, right? We're still looking for these lows to get rung. It's kind of a short game, like a long-term short thing until the swing plays out. I think from here on, we can literally rebound and go higher. I know people tend to get bearish at lows, right, when the chart makes a new low. But remember, like COVID crash, right? Even if you go to the ETH COVID crash, these new lows tap into liquidity and shit. And up until we ranked that low of COVID crash, right, the chart really struggled to get up and going, right? So we were here before COVID crash. When we rang that new low, that's when the liquidity came into the market, right? This was a liquidity grab. So I'm not saying we're going to see the same effect, but I'm very much likely to long a new low, because if we're going to take off, we want to see that new low happen first, right? So it's basically trying to long one of these dips up here. I'm not saying we're going to see a meltdown Black Swan, but that's just what the chart is saying. Let's look at BTC USD, Bitcoin, clean up some of these fibs. What's happening is these, I'll chart them on the computer behind me, and then I put them up, and TradingView just keeps adding them on top of each other, so it becomes a bit of a cluster F. So it looks like, from the looks of it, looks like we're seeing this extension still in play, right? And that's where we found the 1.618 support, then the 1.4, and then the 1.2. There's also a bearish 61.8 here up top. And the chart looks like it's doing a triangle. I'm not going to call it symmetric. I'm not going to call it ascending. When it comes to these triangles, the big ones, I like to chart them on daily closes, because that'll give us an indication if support is really failing, right? So as of now, this 61.8 was bearish, right? It's a bearish retracement. Chart goes up, bull traps, dumps back down, right? So at this point, I feel like if we take out 37,766, then we can expect BTC to go lower. But until then, it can literally stay in this triangle for a while. Maybe even pull back another 61.8 up. And I'm just gonna pull up a different chart so there's no annotations, like the stamp chart. And what's going on in terms of bullish retracements, right? Like, what has this chart done? Because we did have a long here and did pump, right? So the chart is actually resting on the last swing low to swing high. It's resting on the 50%, right? So that's decent indication. It's literally 50-50, but the fact that I'm seeing a possible liquidity grab on Ether just makes me believe that we're probably going to go lower here too. Maybe like 30K, 28, 26, right? Like that. Those would be super ideal spots to try to get along, because we could do this and go back up. Just like same concept with what we saw during COVID, right? People thought BTC was going to zero. What happened? They were wrong, right? People thought we were going to enter, the Great Recession and everything's going to zero, and they were very much absolutely wrong. So that covers my BTC analysis. I'd happily want to see a new low just to get us out of this funk, right? I feel like a new high is just going to be another trap to short, but a new low would get us out of this consolidation. Once again, think over here, right? And think what happened after it, like 2019, 2020. All right, let's look at Luna. Luna USD. What's going on with this chart? We're still off today's low. We're still off the daily low, which is encouraging. I wanted to see more of a faster up move, because like these rejections were crazy, right? Like comes down within 15 minutes, it's cleared that range. So we'll see how this one develops, how it plays out, how it unfolds. Let's look at ES. QQQ. Okay, before I do that, so the next levels on Luna, I want to highlight some of the ones from my TradingView chart that I published on the Luna run before it ran. And it really looks like those fibs are still in play, right? Like if that's the only chart anybody was looking at to trade Luna, they would have had several decent longs, right? So this was at 51. Published this. I said we're going on a run. And then what happened, right? We had a turn off 71, and we had a turn off 76. Then we had resistance at 102 and 96, right? So I think next level down would probably want to be 84. And there is a swing in between these, but like if this keeps dropping, then 84 is the level I'd want to find support at. And yeah, like I've been asked a lot in Discord, hey, like you get Luna update, and you just go over here and click play, right? And you'll see how it's playing out, because it literally has conformed, like 84, 76, 71, right? 96 the first time, 102 the first and second time. So it's still sticking to these old drawings from a couple weeks ago. All right. If you guys want to learn how I do that, in our link tree, there's a link to the Fib masterclass, like 3.5 hours long. Let's look at ES and QQQ. Man, today, this morning, looked like a decent pump. But then it was also, I should have shorted it. We should have shorted it. Just don't like shorting anything that's been sold off so much, right? Like I don't like to do that. Just because it's probably bear trapping, priming for a short squeeze, right? Like never short support. I don't like shorting the bottom of a range. What's encouraging is we're still holding above my MA, all right? And kind of want to see that play out some more. Is there a bullish retracement here that's tradable? Let's remove indicators. Look at this chart on like an hourly. And let's do this. Let's take this last bigger swing. So that's slightly discouraging, having 786, but I mean that bounced off the MA on the daily. So I'd want to see 42.18 hold, and if that gets taken out, then I'll pull out of my longs, right? And so we're pretty much very close to there. And this could be doing like a bull trap, bear trap, and a bump and run, right? So that's what I'd hope. That's what I'm hoping we're getting today, as a bull trap, bear trap, because the open was super bullish. Anybody that bought the open's already selling right now. And I posted a tweet saying bull trap, the open, bear trap, lunch, and moon it into the close. So that's what I'm thinking is going to happen, just based on how these charts have moved in the past. Let's go over NQ. Once I cover NQ, if you guys have tickers you want me to take a look at, please start typing them in the chat. Man, still bearish rejection, right? That looks like a 50, which is really ugly. Yeah, they didn't even get to 61 point. Like, I had an alert here to like do something, right? Y'all see that? And it never really went. Never really rung it, which sucks. And that's why I'm thinking, you know, bull trap, bear trap, and maybe run up a little higher. On the daily, on my moving averages, the QQQ does not look as good, right? It does not. All right, let's check out some other things. Give me some tickers, guys. Give me some tickers to look at. You want to look at gold? I still have my puts open. I'm being stubborn. Being super stubborn. I just think that when retail pulls in a move like this, that it should be over, right? Like, now I'm having bias. First I was trading the fractal, right? Now I'm trading my bias, which can be dangerous, which could also pay off. The puts are really far out, right? Now below 786. It did, you know, it's doing these big high volatility moves, so it's definitely shaking a lot of people out. It should be, right? Didn't close above the 1.4, now below the 1.2 at 1992. So that's really interesting. It'd be nice to see it do that, for me at least. Alrighty, what's up, Huntsman? Analysis for DOT in the next few hours, days. I can do that. And XTZ, let's just take a look at y'all's tickers. Thank you for the ticker shows, everybody. And I'm kind of bearish on crypto. I want to see a new low. Got the Eat Sleep Short to Zero repeat mug today. Yeah. Not holding my breath that the mug is gonna do the dumping, but I'm just kind of going with a flow. All right, let's do .USD. Not KuCoin. .USDT. Give me a Binance chart, please. All right. So I haven't looked at this chart in a while. I don't trade it. The fib's good. The fib's decent. Is it full of upwards momentum? No. All right. I'm not gonna lie. It's not. Trend line. You know, is it possibly breaking the trend line? Maybe it's bull trapping, right? Maybe it's bull trapping. So that's just based on the extension of that low range, right? The initial range, and we can see that the chart kind of complies with these, right? We see support here, we see resistance, right? We see resistance. We see definitely resistance here in that first time, and then we see what looked like support, right? But it was actually a bear flag. You know, closing below is a sign of weakness. Here at 1058, that was legit. Like, that was the turn, right? So that was, so now having drawn all these white little scribbles, let's get rid of them. What's next? This can be doing one of a few things. Is it a bullish 61.8 retracement? I don't believe so, because it's below it, right? So if it's not doing a bullish retracement, then it's probably extending this head and shoulders, right? Y'all see that? It's a head and shoulders pattern. And I'm not going to like do the classical target of it, but instead I'm going to extend it. And now this is making more sense, right? Like, why are we seeing support at 17.5? Why did we see that turn off 15.4? And more importantly, you know, where we are now. Would I long this? Would I short this? I would probably say this is going down, especially if the rest of the market keeps selling off. This thing hasn't had a positive run in a while. Okay, so getting out of the daily, let's look at a 15. Do we have a short entry here? I think we do. Yeah, we totally do. 18.15, right? That was the short. That was the bull trap, right? And the stop would have been up here. And you take this short and then you zoom out to like the 30-minute. And the target is going to be 15 or 61.8 retrace of that swing, which would also be 15, right? Like 15.87. That's next few hours, days, I think DOT is going to 18.57. That's what do I want to put with this alert? Let's watch it. I'm not gonna watch it the whole time. I'm not even gonna name it. I'm just gonna set it there. I'm gonna do it one time just to let me know that I was maybe right and maybe wrong. We'll see. I think that's where it's going. 18.57. All right. Nice. Good short on you, mate. That would be the spot to look for, maybe hedging it. Or what's up, Ray Owens? VOR.red. I'm not sure what that is. All right, XTZ USD. Oh man, Tezos. Oh, this looks ugly. Remember, if I'm projecting a possible new low on ETH and BTC, what can we expect from alts? Man, I don't know if I want to even look at this chart. Painful. Bam. All right. I feel like I'm happy with these fibs. What do you think? I think if 2.88 goes, it's wrecked, right? It's probably going to go bam, punch down, make a new low, extend the stop range, right? Like, then if you go down, then we're probably going down here. I'm just going to set alert for 1.13. And that would be where, if it did that in one candle, that's where I would 100x long. Maybe 100x long. VOR dot red USD. Is that a stock? Ray Owens, what are we looking at, man? Red. Is VOR the exchange? I don't know, man. That was the most confusing comment I've ever gotten on a live stream. It's on YouTube. He typed VOR dot RED all caps. He's trying to confuse me, man. All right. What else do you guys want me to look at? Anything else? That's it. Just a nice and easy couple of tickers. Look back at Luna again. Man, come on, Luna Bulls. Come on, Bulls. Fucking get this shit together, man. Let's go. This is holding. This is looking decent. All right, if that's it, I'm gonna call it a stream. I'm gonna call it a day. I want to look at Lissy. It's my EV play right now. It's actually really interesting EV play because it's recycling EVs, right? And the cost of everything is going up. I had some of my banker friends, like my banker friend that got me onto the Luna chart. You know, she messaged me and she said, "Look at uranium. Like, look at some of these commodities that they're going to be used, and the shortages with Russia and all that bullshit." So it should be interesting, right? So we're going to look at a few of those today. It looks like we're trying to clear the 61.8, right? I'm not shorting this. I'm long, like in the next year on calls. I'd want to see it keep going up. I'd want to see it push a little higher than 8.23. I want to see that run start. They do have earnings coming up soon, and with the price of everything going up, right? Like, I'm sure lithium's going up, metals are going up, so these guys, their profit margins just really went through the roof. It should. All right, Rune USDT, thank you for that show. You guys want to look at uranium? Man, Rune's looking momentous. What's the proper term? All right, what is this, Binance? Yeah. Okay, so This one's tricky. I'm just gonna extend this really old low range to see what we get. Bam, I like it. We're getting good stuff, right? Look at that. Once again, if you guys want to learn how to do this, check out the 3-hour workshop. Link in bio, link in description, and Linktree. Got a Linktree like I'm an OnlyFanser. It's funny, right? But it's actually pretty cool because you can post all your links in one tree. All right. So, what's going on here? We have a trend break, right? This thing has broken the trend, and this thing had pumped previously pretty hard. And when I get a text from my retail buds, from my not really trader, my hodl buds saying, Rune's pumping, do I buy more? And I'm like, and this was back here, I'm like, no, I think the market's stoppy. I think it's time to sell. So, what's going on with Rune? It is stuck still below the 61.8 at 5.882. And so if this is resistance, right, on the daily, then this is the short, right? But I don't know if it's as potent as Luna and it can keep rallying. But this is the initial level I want to see get taken out by bulls. And then we can start seeing a bigger retracement, right? When we see a bigger retracement, then we'll see 7.62, right? And possibly $8, 8.9. I don't buy up candles. I try my best not to do that. I try to like buy knives, right? Especially on leverage, because like where would I even put my stop? What is this thing doing in a low time frame? Well, rejected. Rejected initially. I think if it like does a hard bounce of 5.472, that might be a long entry. If this breakout's going to continue. All right. Now, yeah, there's this trend line, but I believe in fibs, not trend lines. What's going on with this trend line over here? Yeah, it kind of lines up, right? It lines up with a deeper pullback. So I wouldn't long now. I'd wait for 5.47, and maybe I'd take a long there and see what it does, because it could do that. And then at some point, if it does turn there, then we can see 5.83 again and reassess it here if it's going to break out or not. How do I know where to pull my fibs from? Man, I've been fibbing charts since like 1980. Not really. I've been fibbing charts for a few years now, and it's kind of my. You definitely want to go swing low, swing high, right? And I got a whole workshop on it. I really do. I think it's only fair if you're going to ask me questions like that is to watch the workshop and then ask me questions. Because then I feel like I'm going to repeat myself every stream, right? Like I had somebody jump into Discord yesterday and ask me a question about Luna, about the 61.8. I'm like, your 61.8 is very much not my 61.8, so please share your chart. And then he was asking more questions like, you haven't seen the workshop. You're asking me questions that I've covered and talked about. All right, so that's that. But generally, just to be brief, right? On charts like this, you want to run an extension off the breakout range, and anything that's retracing back. So this would be the extensions. This would be the blueprint for the chart in the future, just like what we saw here on Luna, right? It retraced the extensions, right? So these are hypothetical lines that I just clicked on here. One morning at 6 a.m. and the chart started turning and following them. So there's definitely methods to it, and I cover them in the workshop. Thanks. All right, guys. Thank you all for tuning into today's stream. Not getting any more requests, so much love to everybody. Trade safe. Make sure to hop into Discord. If you're new into Discord, you want to see like behind the scenes, just reach out. I'll give you a guest pass. You can hang out with us for a couple weeks. And other than that, trade safe. Hopefully this weekend is not like last weekend. I did something really awesome last weekend is I did not trade. I went fishing 2 days in a row. And if the market is doing what it did last weekend, getting stuck in these like shit ranges and just like what happened last weekend is it was very much a low volume weekend after that dump, right? Where was it? I think it was... I'm not even going to be able to point it at the chart. So daily, so going back like a few days. Anyways, it was doing these really high volume, low volume, big candles. Like it would drop down to 61.8, it would just shoot right up. So there's very few market participants after that dump, right? And they were just pretty much having fun with with everybody else and taking everybody's money, and I didn't want to participate in that. So if I recognize the same thing for this coming weekend, I'll probably do the same thing. And it was smart because I came back fresh and had some really good runs this week. So anyway, guys, trade safe up in the Discord. Thank you as always for tuning into the stream. I'll be back on live Monday, same time, same place. And yeah, follow us on Twitter. I tweet a lot of charts. When I long Luna earlier, I was like, show me your Luna chart. You know, I didn't want to like say why I longed. I just wanted to see if anybody was seeing what I was seeing. Didn't quite get much love. Anyway, thank you guys for tuning in, and I'll catch you on Monday. Have a fun, safe weekend. Spend some time with the family. BTC position in the next 3 hours, please. Man, give me a time frame on my TA. I don't like doing that. I'll cover that. I just covered BTC, mate. Just rewind and watch the stream from the beginning, because in the next 3 hours, unless we break below 37.76, it's gonna be sideways shit show. That's my prediction. I shorted up here at this 61.8, and I have a long open from the last low at 37. So I'm just letting this chart do its thing. I don't want to mess with it. Like, I'm done. Right, so got long from here, short from here, and I'm just kind of letting it do its thing. All right, guys, much love. Trade safe. Hop in a Discord. And yeah, spend time with the family. Enjoy your weekends. Life is too short to be staring at these charts 24/7. And yeah, love you guys.